Hi, this is Brian from Rocky Mountain Music Repair. What we're going to talk about today is common problems or things that might happen with your string instrument while you're at home for a while. This is by no means a major repair instruction, but just kind of things that you might see when you're at home that'll prevent you from having to go into a repair shop. So the first thing to know about your violin is whether you stored it properly. So things you want to check in, open up your case and make sure your bow is detensioned. You'll know that this has happened because the strings are all sitting right against the bow there. When you tighten it, you'll see it'll move away, and that means it's tight. You never want to store your bow tightened up. Also, when you're doing this kind of thing, try not to touch the strings as much as possible. That'll kind of counteract the rosin. So check to make sure your bow is put away and detensioned properly. Now, when you open up your case with your violin, you may see a couple things. Your bridge might have fallen over, and if it's fallen over, it might have fallen off as well. So we're going to talk about how we can place our bridge on your violin again. What you're going to want to do is you want to loosen the strings down a little bit. It's a lot easier to put the bridge up if the strings aren't quite as tight as when they were fully tuned on the instrument. When placing your bridge back on the violin, pay attention to the curvature at the top. Your bass side will generally be a little higher than your treble side, so the smallest string should be a little lower. You can also look at the curve of your fingerboard and see if it matches. Another key to see if you've put it on the right way is that the bottom of the bridges, most of the time, will have the brand name of the bridge facing towards the tailpiece on this side. That will allow you to not accidentally flip around your bridge and put it the other way. If you do put the bridge in the wrong direction, you'll know right away because the height of the strings will be really weird and it'll feel funny while you're playing it. If that's the case, take the bridge down by taking the bridge down, turning it 180 degrees, and then replacing it just like we spoke of. Then we're going to take our violin bridge and we're just going to place it underneath the strings. You'll notice little notches on our F-hole that tell you where you want to place your bridge. So if there's two that are a little offset, the feet are going to sit right in between them. Then you're just going to use both hands and stand the bridge up. So it's roughly in place right now. Now we're going to move it back so it is right along with those F-holes, and we're going to scoot the strings into the little notches that are on the bridge. Just like that. Now at this point we would tune the violin. When you tune a violin, you're generally tuning up and the strings will pull this direction on the bridge. So your bridge eventually, as you're tuning, will start leaning forward like this. You'll see the angle leaning towards the fingerboard. And this is the most likely reason that your bridge might have fallen over in the first place. So every once in a while, when tuning, you want to stand your bridge back nice and straight at a 90-degree angle to the body. So I'll just take it with good support on both sides and stand the bridge up straight. I'm looking for the back edge here to be 90 degrees with the body. So if your bridge falls over, don't freak out. You can take care of it yourself. Now you would retune the strings. Down here, you want to take a look at your fine tuners every once in a while. If they're all the way down, like that against the body, what can happen is underneath, and I don't know if the camera can see underneath, it gets pretty close to the wood there and could scratch it up. So every once in a while when you're at home, take your fine tuners and put them about halfway up and halfway down. And then retune your violin. This will give you the room to go flat or sharp as needed to tune your violin. Next thing you can do at home is to wipe off the fingerprints. There are a number of polishes and wipes you can use. This is a really nice lemon oil used on the fingerboard to keep it nice and clean. Martin makes a good polish and cleaner for the bodies, as does Strobel. So these would be for the bodies here. You can also just use simple Pledge like you have at home for like dusting. And just a small spritz on the back of your violin and wipe it off. I will caution you if you have some very old antique instruments, you may want to consult your string technician to see if there's a better polish for that particular wood. This would be appropriate for any student model violins that have a sprayed on varnish. Lastly, you may have a string that breaks at home, and we're going to talk about putting a new string on. Strings come with what's called a ball end on them. This is a new E string. Your E string is the most likely one that's going to break because it's the smallest string on the instrument. If it does break, don't worry. What we're going to do first We're going to pretend this is a broken string and just take this one off. You're going to unwind the string at the top. And take off the old string. There you go. For the new string, you're going to take the small brass ball that's on there, and you're going to put it underneath this hook in the fine tuner. Just like that. I'll do it one more time. Just as easy as that. Then you're going to move up to the top. I like to place my finger about halfway up the fingerboard so the string doesn't move around. Or fall out like that. No problem. Find the hole in your tuning peg and place the string inside it. Now we are going to make an X motion. So I'm going to go around the right hand side of the string and then back around the left hand side. And now as I loop around, I'm going to hold some tension and make it nice and pretty so it's laying next to each other. If your string sits on top of the other strings in there, you could have problems with tuning as the string slides around. So we're just winding it up until it tightens down. About this time we're going to look for the notch in our nut right here and make sure the string sits in it. And it's right around here that we're going to start applying pressure on the tuning peg toward the body. So I'm pushing in as I'm turning it in order to get the taper to lock in and hold the note in place. We're going to move our way down here the fingerboard and make sure that the string is in the notch that's on our bridge, like that. Some of the higher strings might have this nice little piece of nylon that we can lift up the string and place it underneath, and that'll stop the string from cutting into the bridge. Some will have these, some won't, but it's a nice little feature. Then we would tune up our violin. And that should just about do it. If you have any other problems beyond these type of easy things, I'd recommend calling your repair shop. Nowadays, we can easily get onto video chat and Skype and help you put a string on and do other things of that nature as well. Hope you keep on playing your violin a ton at home, and if you have any problems, email us at contact@RockyMountainMusicRepair.com. Thank you so much.